Hi, I'm Barb Nangle. I'm the founder and CEO of Higher Power Coaching and Consulting, LLC. I want to welcome you to my podcast, Fragmented to Whole, Life Lessons from 12-Step Recovery. On this podcast, I share my experience, strength, and hope from recovery. I don't support or endorse any particular 12-step recovery program, and I don't claim to speak for any 12-step fellowship. My hope is that you will find my words helpful in some way, whether you're in recovery or not. This is episode 128. Are you a peach or a pear? Not everyone is going to like you. If you're a fan of this podcast and want to support it, please check me out on Patreon. If you're not familiar, Patreon is a platform created by creators for creators that allows them to be supported and rewarded for their work by their fans and followers. You can find me at patreon.com/higherpowercoaching. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know that the affirmation I made up for myself, which really helped me the most, is I'm just the right amount of everything. I made this one up because I often had the feeling where I needed to shrink back, tone down, become smaller or less than I was. During recovery, I was finally able to put words to that feeling, and the words were, I'm too much. I'm too much for people. I'm too loud. My emotions are too big. I want too much attention. I'm too sarcastic, whatever. Recovery taught me that I am flawesome. That is, I am both flawed and awesome. If you want to learn more about the concept of being flawesome, head on over to episode 83, which is called Flawesome, and I explain it fully there. Learning that concept changed everything for me because I somehow grew up with the notion that I wasn't supposed to be flawed. And if I was going to be flawed, I goddamn well better hide it. And that caused me to be very judgmental of myself. And since we project what's going on inside of us onto the outside world, that means, of course, that I was also very judgmental of others and the world. Things just did not measure up to what I thought they should be. Can you say unrealistic expectations, anyone? And guess what? I have an episode on that too. It's number 131, Overcoming Unrealistic Expectations. Anyway, when I learned that it's normal to be flawed, it's called being human, and that sharing your flaws with other people is what creates intimacy, I became so much less judgmental of myself. And of course, that led to me being much less judgmental of others as well. The other thing I learned about being afraid to be judged by others is that I'm going to be judged by others. Human beings are judging, discerning creatures. We cannot not judge things, people, or situations. It's what we do. So I might as well be judged for the actual Barb than for some fake version of Barb. All these realizations made my life so much easier. Because I just get to be me. And not everyone is going to like me. And guess what, dear listener? Not everyone is going to like you either. And that's okay. In fact, it would be insane to expect everybody to like you. There are almost 8 billion people on this planet right now. Let's think of some historical figures. Like Jesus. Not everybody likes Jesus. And the Buddha. Not everybody likes the Buddha. And Muhammad. Not everybody likes Muhammad. And guess what? Hitler. Not everybody hates Hitler. There's literally nobody that has ever existed that everybody likes or everybody hates. So the idea that everyone is going to like you needs to go out the window. There's a particular little story I learned from Brooke Castillo of the Life Coach School that was also really helpful to me, in addition to this concept of being flawesome. And the way she talks about it is this. Let's say that somebody gave you a peach and you'd never had a peach before and you bit into it and you didn't like it. Nobody would blame you for not liking the peach, and nobody would blame the peach for not being liked by you. You just don't like peaches. Well, dear friend, you are a peach. And guess what? Not everybody likes peaches. And not everybody has to like peaches. There are lots of people who like pears. But guess what? There are also lots of people who don't like pears. But it doesn't matter if those people don't like pears. We're not going to blame them for not liking pears. That's just their preference, their taste. Maybe they like peaches or bananas or apples. It doesn't say anything about you. You're not being a bad pear. You're being a good peach if you're a peach. So it's okay to be who you are. One of the things that I've discovered as I've formed healthy boundaries that's been repeatedly reinforced now that I coach people on creating healthy boundaries is that developing healthy boundaries helps me figure out who I really am. I don't have to worry, do other people like this? I have to worry about, do I like this? In the beginning of creating boundaries, I often didn't know what I liked because I was so used to liking what other people liked, or at least saying that I liked what others liked. The process of establishing boundaries is the process of establishing what you like and what you don't like. That is, what are the boundaries between the things I like and don't like? Am I a peach or am I a pear? Now, if you need help creating healthy boundaries, you're in luck because I'm opening up my 12-week Better Boundaries with Barb group coaching program again, and it starts on Tuesday, October 26, 2021. There will be a 2-week break in December over the holidays, which means it will end on January 25th, but there will be a total of 12 sessions. You can find out more about it on my website at higherpowercc.com/betterboundaries. There's also a link on my bio on Instagram. You do have to have a 30-minute free Better Boundaries with Barb call with me first before you sign up to find out if it's a good fit for you, but you can sign up for your call on that page on my website, higherpowercc.com/betterboundaries. Or there's also a link on my bio and Instagram to that calendar. Here's what's included in the group coaching program. You're in a private Facebook group where you will get to hang out with other boundary builders and create some boundary buddies. You'll get a hard copy of my 134-page Better Boundaries workbook. It is filled with dozens of exercises to help you build your own boundary system. I also have an ever-growing multimedia curriculum to help you learn about and understand boundaries. And then, of course, there are the 12 weekly 90-minute group coaching calls on Zoom on Tuesdays. They're from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. There will be 2 Tuesdays over the holiday where we're taking a break so you can integrate what you've learned over the holidays. And as a huge bonus for being a member of the group, you'll also be included for free in my membership community, which is called Secure, Loved, and Brave. And here's what's included in that. Secure, Loved, and Brave members get 2 group coaching calls monthly. Those are 1 hour on Thursdays. And there's also a private group for that. And there is a shitload of free resources on personal growth and development for that group as well. And that includes things like a forgiveness inventory, a self-love packet. There's also a cultivating happiness and joy packet. You can learn about how to get out of the drama triangle. There's profiles of healthy family, all kinds of really cool stuff. And you get access to all that stuff for free when you join Better Boundaries with Barb group coaching program. I hope to see you there. If that's not for you, but what I've told you about my membership group, Secure, Loved, and Brave, is something that you're interested in, you can check that out on my website, higherpowercc.com/membership. And I'd love to see you there as well. And I hope to see you in the group coaching program so you can start realizing that you're a peach or, maybe you're a pear. But either way, not everyone has to like you. You're just the right amount of everything. Talk to you next week. That's it for today. If you've been finding this podcast helpful, please consider a donation to ensure I can continue. To choose the level of support that feels right to you, go to patreon.com/higherpowercoaching. Please also review it on Apple Podcasts, like and subscribe to it on your favorite podcast outlet. I'd really appreciate it, and it helps others to find the podcast. Now, if someone in particular came to mind when you listen to this episode, please share it with them. And don't forget, I'm on Instagram at Higher Power Coaching. I run group and private coaching programs on creating healthy boundaries. And if that sounds like something that would interest you, head on over to barbchat.net, where you can get on my calendar for a free 30-minute Better Boundaries consultation. My ideal client is someone who is ripe for change. If that's you, then go to barbchat.net and get on my calendar. My goal with all of my work is to help you make lasting changes in your life, like I've made deep, lasting changes in my life. Remember, it's never too late to recover. No one is beyond hope, and healing is possible. Thanks for listening.